Mamba. And by the way, if you guys are interested in the old Demon CC merch, if you're interested in the old Demon CC merch, we got Demon CC merch on the McTalks Hoops, Hoop store. Demon CC, which may or may not be Caitlin Clark. We've also got our
Nike has unveiled their promotional video for Caitlin Clark's basketball footwear. The athletic brand has finally released this announcement. Many observers anticipated that Nike would potentially offer Clark a signature sneaker deal when they began promoting her partnership. Speculation grew that Clark might receive her own signature shoe line. While having Clark receive her own signature shoe would have been impressive, realistically this outcome was never expected. Clark receiving a signature shoe deal was never truly anticipated to occur.
Came out today. And your boy John Liquidator tried to get a pair, man, but unfortunately, I did not have a raffle entry. Shout out to the subscriber who tried to get me one through Dick's Sporting Goods. But unfortunately, I did not get a pair, and I'm pretty sure they're going to hit the resale market for about $400. So typically how much they go for the next day or the same day after these bot people get all the sneakers. Now, news is coming out that the shoes, like I stated, was sold out in about 10 minutes. With all that being said,
nevertheless, audiences witnessed Nike present something regarding her player-exclusive model, and the company has officially launched a PE release. Paige Beekers already possesses a PE model. Jules has multiple versions. Numerous athletes have obtained PE models from Nike, so seeing Clark finally receive one represents positive progress. This marks the promotional video from Nike.
Angel and Demon. Angel Caitlin on the front, Demon Caitlin on the back. Or CC, a person that may or may not resemble Caitlin. Please don't sue me. I don't know if that's copyright.
This represents the first occasion in 5 years where an athlete has received their personalized Kobe model. The shoe becomes available on the 30th of the 6th month in specific territories. The availability remains limited to designated regions only. The situation surrounding Caitlin Clark and Nike presents interesting dynamics throughout. At minimum, the brand is taking action. At minimum, they are implementing something. This news emerged 2 hours prior to this coverage.
Man, I ain't wasting no time. Let's head on over to X. Pull it up right now. Now we do know Caitlin Clark. Nike commercial dropped yesterday as well. And a lot of people probably didn't know this, but it was a reason why that Nike commercial dropped yesterday when it dropped. Because it was to coincide with these signature Kobe PE shoes that came out. Now, I did report on this early when it first got reported that she was coming out with PE shoes. Now, people felt the type of way, about Caitlin Clark getting these.
The promotional material features something for Clark. The content includes Mamba-themed Clark imagery. The Mamba logo appears prominently. Clark appears in an intense competitive mode during the footage. The announcement confirms this as Clark's official PE because many people questioned whether this would occur. Numerous individuals doubted that this would specifically represent a Clark product. Many observers thought this would simply be a standard release. People assumed this would be just a PE that Clark wore because the initial title mentioned Indiana Fever.
And by the way, I know she doesn't have a signature shoe, but this is the first time in 5 years that there is a player that has had their own Kobe.
Without Clark's name attached to the product, questions arose about her financial benefits, and this would generate significantly less revenue. This would produce substantially less income for Nike as well, honestly speaking. This would create considerably reduced earnings for both parties involved. Overall, seeing Nike not only pursue this direction, but also willingly acknowledge that they will provide Clark with her PE model represents positive development.
PE shoes, a lot of people felt as if she should have her own signature shoe, which she should. She very should, but guys, no one had I don't think there's any player that got a Kobe PE, bro. Like, do y'all know who Kobe was in the basketball world, bro? I'm just saying, like, Kobe didn't like allow even his family. I'm pretty sure it's not just going to give his signature shoe to just some anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, other NBA players ain't even got their own Kobe shoes. I don't believe. Don't hold me on that. Shout out to Depressed CCAKG over on Twitter. So we all know.
The commercial excels because Clark appears completely focused while playing basketball, unable to see other players' faces as everything becomes blurred around her. This portrayal likely holds accuracy. She operates purely on instinct, and the contrast becomes amusing when considering how Paige appears more passive and calculated, avoiding mistakes, while Clark simply charges forward. Clark runs everywhere with determination. Unfortunately, many regions lack access to these shoes. Creating content about purchasing Clark's shoes would have made this a business expense and enabled a proper review.
Available 30th of the 6th in selected regions. Am I a selected region? That is it. Like, I don't really use sneakers anymore. Don't really play enough ball to get much use out of them. No, I'm not a selected region. I'm not a selected region, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I have to go continue to play, and I bought a pair of KD4.
Nike's advertisement succeeds genuinely here. Absolutely successful execution. Credit belongs where deserved. When Nike commits their attention to something, they execute effectively. They typically accomplish their goals well. This represents the Caitlin Clark and Nike shoe collaboration. Hopefully, the actual shoe she wears performs better than expectations. Nevertheless, receiving something proves beneficial. Something surpasses nothing. All the unusual theories about Nike overlooking Clark and related speculation, and now at least something emerges. Whether this proves sufficient remains debatable, but it represents something concrete. Something exceeds nothing in value.
No, this was the scene yesterday. Actually, it was the Kobe Bryant logo in her eye, wasn't a snake. I thought it was the snake eye. That's hard. Shout out to CC Depressed, man. No, it was Soul Retriever that caught it. Wow, everybody thought it was a snake eye. It was Kobe logo. Now, this is the post that we're talking about. Now, this came from NBC, and I'm guessing this is overseas because the date don't add up because it's not July 1st here in the United States. It's Monday the 30th right now. So I'm guessing this.
The latest Caitlin Clark signature sneakers from Nike experienced an incredibly rapid sellout, disappearing from shelves within just 10 minutes of their official release. This remarkable demand demonstrates the massive popularity surrounding the WNBA Stars footwear collaboration. The special edition footwear represents a significant milestone in basketball culture, featuring a unique player edition design that combines Caitlin Clark's personal style with classic basketball heritage. These weren't just ordinary athletic shoes, they carried special significance that resonated deeply with fans and collectors alike.
KD4s, the Protro type KD4s, they were awful. They felt awful. But yeah, it is an all around interesting situation when it comes to Caitlin Clark and Nike, and at least they're doing something. Like, I'm so late, by the way, to this news. It was 2 hours ago. And
earlier reports had indicated this release was in development, and many enthusiasts had been eagerly anticipating the drop date. The lightning-fast sellout caught even seasoned sneaker followers off guard, with many unable to secure pairs despite preparation and raffle entries through major sporting goods retailers. Following the immediate sellout on retail platforms, secondary market prices surged dramatically. Resale platforms began showing these coveted sneakers trading between $300 to $350, representing a substantial markup from the original retail price point. Some dedicated fans expressed willingness to pay these elevated prices given the cultural significance and limited availability of the release.
This is coming from overseas, gotta be. It says Nike released and sells out WNBA star Caitlin Clark shoes, version of Kobe Bryant sneaker in 10 minutes. Now, I don't know what this is. That probably don't even go with the sneakers. But as y'all can see here, man, a lot of people complaining about the sneaker app sucking. Caitlin Clark shoes look like they might have sold out in about 10 minutes. Now, these are the sneakers here. These are the shoes. Say Caitlin Clark Kobe V Pro Tro.
Industry insiders suggest the total production run was extremely limited, with speculation pointing to approximately 13,000 pairs manufactured globally. This scarcity would translate to roughly 250 pairs distributed per state across America, explaining the intense competition among buyers attempting to purchase them. The timing of this sneaker launch coincided perfectly with a major marketing campaign that had been building anticipation throughout the previous week. A prominent commercial featuring the basketball star aired just one day before the shoe release, creating a synchronized promotional push that amplified consumer interest and demand.
I legitimately have just been dead. I have been absolutely dead the last few days, if you're wondering. I gotta go record some of these videos and then shower immediately. I've been playing. I entered a tennis tournament after not playing tennis in singles tennis realistically for a decade, and I can't move my arm more than like this.
What makes this collaboration particularly noteworthy is its connection to basketball legacy and heritage. The design incorporates elements that pay homage to legendary figures in the sport, creating a bridge between past greatness and current stardom. This isn't simply about footwear, it represents recognition and respect within basketball culture's most exclusive circles. Many observers initially questioned whether this collaboration was appropriate, suggesting the rising star deserved her own completely original signature line instead. However, basketball historians point out the extreme rarity of such collaborations, noting that even established professionals rarely receive this level of recognition and partnership opportunity.
PEs dropped on sneakers today for $190. So yesterday when we did the video, we was right about that. So they is you're gonna sell is $190. They sold out. Are changing hands on StockX for $300 to $350. Now $300 to $350 ain't bad. I still might get me a pair for that price. I'm willing to pay $300 to $350 for dark shoes, bro, because how iconic they gonna be, you know. Now, for those who don't follow the sneaker space, the list
the sneaker features sophisticated design elements that weren't immediately obvious to casual observers. What many initially perceived as simple decorative patterns actually contain meaningful symbols and logos that added layers of significance to the overall aesthetic. These details became talking points among enthusiasts who appreciated the thoughtful design work. Recent social media posts from international sources suggested the global nature of this release, with different time zones reporting sellouts at various hours. The worldwide demand pattern indicated this wasn't merely an American phenomenon, but represented international recognition of the athlete's growing influence.
Play 2 games in 2 days. My arm is shaking trying to rotate it, and this is like 8 out of 10 pain going from here to here. Not fun, lads. Not fun. But yeah, so look, we got something for Caitlin. We got something for Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin. Where is the Mamba Caitlin? There we go. We have the Mamba logo. We have Caitlin.
Retail pricing was set at $190, positioning these shoes in the premium athletic footwear category. Despite this elevated price point, demand far exceeded supply, with many potential buyers left disappointed after unsuccessful purchase attempts through official channels. The secondary market response has been substantial, with established resale platforms showing active trading at prices ranging from 3 to 4 times the original retail cost. Serious collectors appear willing to pay these premiums, viewing the shoes as investment pieces that will likely appreciate further over time. Looking ahead, industry speculation suggests this collaboration represents just the beginning of a larger partnership strategy. Reports indicate plans for a complete signature line launch scheduled for November, timed strategically for holiday shopping season. This timing would position the products as premium gift options for young athletes and dedicated fans.
Releases during that 3 days is pretty short. I think supposedly word on the street, guys. So the word on the street is that Nike had only released 13,000 shoes. I'm not calling this facts, but you know, this is alleged that they only released 13,000 shoes, which roughly, I believe, if you're in the United States, it's about 250 some pairs in the state per state or something like that, if you look at it like that. But they are
The business model appears designed to mirror successful historical partnerships in basketball marketing, potentially establishing a separate brand identity that operates alongside but distinct from the parent company's main offerings. This approach has proven successful with other legendary athletes and could represent a template for future collaborations. Market analysts note that this partnership makes strategic sense beyond just financial considerations. The athlete's personal preferences and lifestyle choices align naturally with the brand's aesthetic and cultural positioning, creating authentic connections rather than purely transactional relationships.
On Demon time right now. But yeah, it's good to note that they finally announced it as a Caitlyn logo. Or sorry, as a Caitlyn PE, because I think a lot of people thought that it wasn't gonna be. A lot of people thought that it wasn't going to be a Caitlyn. Exactly a Caitlyn thing. A lot of people thought that it was going to be a...
The rapid sellout demonstrates the powerful intersection of athletic performance, cultural influence, and consumer demand in today's marketplace. When authentic talent meets strategic marketing and limited availability, the result can be extraordinary commercial success that transcends traditional sports merchandise boundaries.
Sold out, judging from this guy here, and they was released today. And for those who didn't follow the sneaker space, well, hold on. Shout out to Depressed CCAKG, man, killing it on Twitter. So Nike.com released this and say Caitlin Clark has put her pros on display wearing an array of converted Kobe models. Now she has her own player edition. The Kobe Protro.
For dedicated followers of basketball culture and sneaker collecting, this release represents a significant moment that will likely be remembered as a turning point in how female athletes are recognized and celebrated through premium product collaborations. The immediate sellout sends a clear message about market demand and cultural impact that extends far beyond the basketball court itself.